even though it's cold, this is all about thermal pressures. We evolved with thermal pressures since the beginning. Now we have something called a thermostat, AC, right, or a heater to mitigate that. Comfort's not good for the organism, but we found a way to make it comfortable all the time. So when it's 160 degrees, if you've never been exposed to 160 degrees, and you probably know a little bit about extreme vasodilation and vasoconstriction. This is what our blood vessels do, and they need to go for this kind of exercise, but so few people do this, and it's accessible to everybody, right? So if it's hot as shit, get outside, and don't just do it once. If it's really cold, get outside. It sounds funny to say this, but when we were in New York this morning, I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to get cold today? And you could take a cold shower in New York.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you could take a cold. So these are things. You take a cold shower, you feel like $1 million, man. You feel so good after that. And again, this is accessible to everybody. If there's a time. One thing I've learned through this, I think is just to really be myself. Many times I'd woken up in the morning and I'd go outside to do good morning primals, get the sun and the earth. I'm like, good morning primals, it's time. And you know what? Sometimes I didn't really actually feel like it was prime time. So I'm gonna go get cold. And here's the thing: you go get cold, and you feel there's nothing like it. You feel like $1 million. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that can't get out of bed. And if they can't get out of bed, they can't get out of their house. Go start with a cold shower. Tell me how you feel. Email me right after the cold shower. Most of the time, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Okay, start with hot. Just get really hot, and then turn it to cold for 30 seconds, and then tell me how you feel. Again, this is accessible to everybody. These thermal pressures confer so many massive fitness benefits and longevity benefits, accessible to everybody. No one's going to financially gain, from this. Well, maybe people are selling cold plunges today. I'm not one of them. And also saunas, but we have these natural thermal pressures that are available to everybody. So I'm glad that you guys brought this up, because I wanted to be able to plug that ancestral tenet.
Awesome.
By the way, you said wake up, get some sun. What time do you wake up? What's your morning routine? What time are you getting the sun? Just real quick, I want to know. Do you say good morning, caveman? Whatever your little spiel was.
Pretty much.
Walk us through that, would you?
Yeah. So I get out of bed just before the sun comes up. The sun is about that's I don't even know what time that usually is.
So you're there at
probably
5:50, 6:05.
But it depends, what time of the year it is. So it's okay, if the sun's getting up, so am I. And then the first thing I do is I get my phone and I go outside and I record it every morning. Good morning, primals. It's prime time to start the day. Here's my win from the previous day. I'm sharing my win. You better share your win back. This is how we create the winning mindset, the winning ecosystem. If you have any negative Nancys, you tell them to hold. We're sharing wins right now. And now it's prime time to stack the sun and the earth. Get the sun on you, through the eyes, on the face, on the skin. This is going to set your biocircadian rhythm so your body and brain know when to be alert and awake versus sleepy and sleeping. Get your bare feet connected, anchored, grounded into the earth. And you don't have to do it for 20, 30 minutes, right? 2 minutes is better than none.
Exactly.
5 minutes is better than 2. Just some connection to the earth. And then I go piss on my favorite tree. and
Fuck a toilet.
Yeah. Toilet schmoilet.
Well, and then I get into the gym, and that's my morning.
By what time are you in the gym?
It's usually between 7:30.
So that's your morning. You're doing primal stuff. You're walking in the sand.
He's a man's man, dude.
By the way, when you go piss on this tree, is this tree now one of these Yosemite type trees that's just has the best liver?
That thing is just,
you know what I'm saying?
All these regular ass trees.
What does this tree look like? Yeah, 2 years later, this tree's
it's just yoked.
Yeah.
Well,
by the way, your neighbors, you have neighbors that see you. There's Brian again, pissing on that tree. Just
we live on a lot
of
acreage. Yeah.
So with all the craziness taking place, I believe future looks bright. If you believe future looks bright, get your latest Future Looks Bright hat of Valuetainment. It says Future Looks Bright here, Future Looks Bright here. We got them in white, we got them in black, we got them in red. Our black on black sold out. These are about to sell out. If you haven't ordered one yet, we had a person in Michigan, bought one, then he bought 3. Then when those 3 people weren't in the office, they had to order 58 of them because people wanted the Future Looks Bright hat, especially during times like this, because ain't nobody saying Future Looks Bright. To order your Future Looks Bright hat, click over here. And to watch the entire podcast, click here. Take care, everybody.